Hey everyone, Codex here. So today what we're gonna do is take a look at Bitcoin and we'll be going over what has been happening with the price action in the last couple of days. So BTC has been pretty weak this week and we are currently experiencing a tough downward pressure, and we're also having a very hard time pushing up again above that 20k mark, which is starting to impose a whole lot of fear among traders. And I mean, frankly, this is not unexpected. I personally sold again a large chunk of what I've been buying for about 3 to 4 weeks ago, which I've said on the Patreon account. And so yeah, experiencing a strong bearish trend and potentially putting a new local bottom is on the cards. The only difference is that we've been leaning towards this happening by Q4, and so basically around the end of this year. But it seems like the market is moving at a very fast pace. Now, if we dive deep into the RSI on the weekly time frame, and I think that this is very interesting to look at. So we can see that we are pretty much in the undervalued area. I know what you're gonna say. Hey man, listen, we aren't below 30, so we aren't undervalued. But look, if that was the case, then BTC has been undervalued like 4 to 5 times in its entire history, which isn't true. And so, as I said, we are currently undervalued and we are at around 31 on this indicator, which is still lower than what we had back in March of 2020 when everything collapsed. And this is also one of the lowest weekly RSI levels in BTC's history, and yet the price is still going lower every single day, and it could of course go much lower than in here. And I'm simply saying this because the relative strength index is one of the most known indicators, and a lot of you out there follow it, and you'll see a lot of traders displaying the weekly RSI, telling you that this is the perfect time to buy, which isn't necessarily true nor accurate. I mean, I remember for a fact seeing a lot of posts of traders or Twitter influencers or whatever you want to call them displaying the weekly RSI back in here because we were very close to the levels we had back in 2020 amid the collapse. And that was when BTC was trading around 32 to 34k, and yet I mean, back then everyone was telling you this is the lowest RSI level in 2 years, you should start buying, and yet I mean the price still went 40% below those levels. And so as I said, I don't think that this is the best indicator to rely on macro timeframes. Yes, buying at 34k wouldn't have been a very bad approach back in here, but looking at it now and seeing that you could have bought double the amount you did simply shows that it wasn't the best move so far. Now, if we take a look at the Phoenix Ascending indicator on the 3 days time frame, we can see that the red RSI has fallen below 50, which is a pretty bearish sign. The fall of the red RSI sub the mid yellow line is an indication that the buying pressure is very weak, which simply means that we are having a very hard time filling those orders to push higher and to reclaim previous highs. The blue LSMA is luckily for us still above 50, and we are still having some hope of pushing again higher. However, and I'm saying if the blue LSMA also follows the same path the red line has taken, and if it falls down below 50 again, then we will be back in that very long downtrend. The last time both lines fell below 50, it was back in here, and I'm sure you remember what happened, because afterwards we technically fell from 47 or 48,000 US dollars all the way down to our current local bottom at 17.6k, and history has repeated itself multiple times with this indicator, as this isn't the only time we've had such a meltdown, because even back at the end of last year we've had pretty much the same signal on this time frame about 2 weeks after we hit the all-time high. And as you can see, as our lines fell below 50, we started going down, and this happens pretty much every single year with the Phoenix Ascending indicator. So again, reclaiming the level of 50, going again above the level of 50 with the blue LSMA and red RSI will be an indication that the buying pressure is increasing and we will potentially go higher. But if the blue LSMA falls down again sub 50 below the mid yellow line, then that would be an indication that we aren't there yet. We can't even go higher. We can sustain this downward pressure and will most certainly experience another meltdown. So that was about it everyone for today. Thanks for sticking by till the end. Also make sure to check out Decent if you want to get a biometric hardware wallet to store your coins. as they are currently doing a large giveaway. You'll find a link down below to the website in the comments and in the description. Have a nice day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.